Well, Mike,
that's my dog,
you know
right?
this. I know that's your
That's my
guy.
dog, right?
I know that's your guy.
That's my guy.
Phil Rivers.
Going back to NC State. Philip Rivers, he been a high school coach the whole time. He just was waiting to finish playing first. But he been a high school coach even when he was
That's
playing.
right.
It just looks like a high school coach. Yeah.
He looks like a high school coach. He sounds like a high school coach. He will not lack. I don't know what his record's going to be when he's done coaching. I know one thing he won't lack is energy, in just being into it all the time, being so into it that you want to get into it too. You know, people like that. You know, Phil Rivers, you said he's been like that his entire career. Absolutely. And you know, this reminds me of many things. You look at Rivers, you think, man, this guy is a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback. In Michael Smith's book, a Hall of Fame quarterback without any kind of preface, right? Well, you see a guy his whole career.
Wait, hold on.
Oh?
Hold on. Wait, you said, did I say he was a Hall of Fame quarterback? Did I say that?
I know you love him. You probably would make him.
I do. I'm trying to remember. No, I don't know.
Because how do you feel on
Probably
Eli?
not. He
Eli,
probably
a Hall
won't
of Fame
make
quarterback?
it. But that's okay. No, Eli Manning is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. He'll get in the Hall of Fame,
right.
but he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. Let me say that again. He'll get elected into the Hall of Fame, but he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, in my book.
But see,
that's got nothing to do with the fact that I beat him.
Rivers.
Just, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Because it's like those people who say, I don't want to belong. I don't want to belong to a club that would have me as a member. Like, hey, listen, if I beat a Hall of Famer, he ain't a Hall of Famer. I beat him. Anyway.
Yeah.
But when you watch Rivers achieve what he did in his career, then retire and do something else, get into coaching, it reminds you of something that you might do on the weekend. And it's not just Phil Rivers playing and then retiring and going into coaching, and you get to follow his career. I'm telling you, when you see these transactions this weekend, Michael Smith, because the rosters have to be at 53 by what, September 1st? So there could be a lot of trades this weekend. There are going to be some teams who cut a guy, and that guy's going to sign with somebody else, and you're going to be like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that looks good. I can't wait to see how that plays out. And you will be tempted. Not only will you be tempted, you will give in to temptation, my brother. You will give in to temptation if you haven't already. And you will start playing franchise mode. Oh yeah, I got your number.
You claim to be a Christian. You're a fake Christian. You show up in church on Sunday, and ain't nothing but the devil from Monday through Saturday. You and I used to sit next to each other in church on Blue Hill Avenue at New Covenant.
Yes.
Okay.
Preach.
You used to sit there. You know what, man? And I know your
Preach,
secrets.
Reverend.
The world knows you're a gambling degenerate, but I know your secrets. And you sitting up here, such a bad influence. Like, why are you trying to drive me back into that life?
You did it.
What?
You
No.
already did it.
I'm telling you,
Yes,
I
you did.
haven't. No, I haven't. Ask my son. My son's like, Dad, my son, this is a quote. What happened to the fun dad that used to play Madden with me? That was a quote.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, I haven't done it.
Are you talking about me? You got your son saying this? You got somebody in the house?
I'm too busy
Somebody in the house talking to you
everybody
like that?
crazy about this show. I'm too busy driving everybody crazy about this show. I don't have time to franchise, trying to build this franchise. I mean, why, but you keep trying to encourage it. Are you trying to live vicariously through me? Are you trying to get me to do it?
Maybe.
Because you want to stay away? Or are you going to tell only, well, Michael's doing it, and so I got it? I mean, like,
right.
Why are you're more obsessed with it than I am. Because, see, the problem is, here's the problem. If I start, I'm not going to stop. If I start, I'm not going to stop. If I start, I am going to, like, it's hard. Like, there are people doing God's work out here while, doing draft classes, creating draft classes for future years. Okay? If I start, I'm not going to want to wait for the roster update from EA Sports. So I'm going to go and I'm going to look at what is it, Spotrac? I think it is.
Right.
The
All the
website that I have an
contracts.
account for.
Yep.
All the transactions, and I'm going to update it like verbatim with every player on every roster, with every jersey number that they actually wear. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm gonna import the 2022 draft class. See, man, it's like when I don't just.
It's not
I
me.
told
It's
you. I don't just.
Can I just say this?
Dip
It's not
my
me.
toe in
It's
anything.
you.
I don't dip my toe in
you.
anything. If I do it, I'm gonna
Okay.
do it. Okay. So no, I'm not franchising. I'm gonna live vicariously through real life. I thought you were about to say, my dream of being a real GM.
Oh well, no.
Speaking of
Because
GM,
I'm not sure that's your dream. That's not your dream anymore, right? You said you're trying to build this franchise, not some other franchise. You don't want to be a GM anymore, do you?
I mean, if somebody called me, I would
man.
do it. If I had an opportunity just to just to kind of get in somebody's front office and maybe be like 2-3 steps away, I told you, I'm out. I'm done.
But dude, by the way,
in the meantime,
before we transition, I'm just gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discourage you. I am trying to see if you're gonna give in on the franchise mode thing. I really am. Okay,
No, I'm
guilty
not.
as charged.
I'm not.
But
I'm not.
I am going to try to discourage you. I'm going to discourage you from being a real GM because, man, they would hate on you. Everybody in the office would hate on you. Oh, he's one of those guys. Like they hate on like the Dan Marino. Remember Dan Marino briefly said he was going to do it with the Dolphins. He popped in there for like a day and then resigned.
Had a cup of coffee. Yeah.
They hate on those guys. Like, oh, you didn't have to go to Corvallis at 3 o'clock in the morning. You weren't out there beating the bushes. You weren't in Spokane. You weren't in Columbus during a snowstorm. Oh, how dare you just come in here.
No, I'd be a great GM.
No background. Oh, they would hate you. They would hate you. Oh, TV.
They would not hate me. They would not hate me.
They call you red light. They have some nickname for you. They have some TV nickname for you because
they'd eventually learn. They'd eventually learn, like, okay, maybe he skirted the process, but he's actually a good guy and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to empower us. He knows what he doesn't know. I wouldn't be one of those guys that doesn't know what he doesn't know. You know what I mean? I surround myself with people much smarter than me, and I generally manage. Anyway, so that's in another timeline. What if?
Another time.
Okay? Marvel presents
another
What
timeline.
If.
I love it.
Yeah, that's another timeline. GM John Lynch of the San Francisco 49ers, of course, along with Kyle Shanahan, went up to get Trey Lance with the number 3
Also
pick.
hated on.
And
also hated on it one time.
Yeah, at least he played, though.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan, so I was saying earlier, I talked earlier this week about, could Sean Payton, because, again, he never met a substitution he didn't like, could Sean Payton end up rotating quarterbacks? Could there be a platoon in New Orleans? We know how much he loves Taysom Hill, and he loves having him at multiple positions, but, man, I could see Sean Payton, Mr. Onside kick in the Super Bowl, doing something crazy. Just a wild thought. Right idea, wrong team. Kyle Shanahan has alluded to Trey Lance playing, even if Jimmy Garoppolo is a starter, Trey Lance playing. Jimmy Garoppolo, his reaction the other day seemed to indicate that not only does he know who's going to be the starter, it's going to be him, but then John Lynch is talking like it could be really interesting in San Francisco as it relates to how they play this quarterback situation. Here's John Lynch.
I think the way Trey has pushed Jimmy, and I think we're seeing a better version of Jimmy, and we have a very talented young man in Trey who's been everything that we thought he'd be and more, and so that's a really good, strong dynamic. I know our players feel that, and I think the most important thing, our players have a lot of trust in Kyle and our coaching staff that they're going to do the right thing, they're going to make the right decisions. As to the first question, absolutely, having to prepare for a couple people, if that's what we become, and we'll see. I think that still remains to, we're still looking for the answers, and we're going to throw these guys out there a little bit on Sunday and see if we find out a little more. You just take in as much information and you see who gives us the best chance. But if we are in a situation like that, yes, it's difficult to prepare for, and we haven't shown a lot in the preseason as well in terms of the things we can do with both Trey and Jimmy. And so, but that's not only for us, that's league wide. You really don't know going into the first couple games what you're going to see, and that is something that we kind of are looking forward to, that the amount of time that people are going to have to put into preparing for each quarterback.
So, I mean, you mentioned cut downs this weekend. Feels like we've come a long way from the days where it was presumed that Jimmy Garoppolo with that salary was going to be a preseason cut, and that Trey Lance would start week one. Not to say it couldn't happen. I think the other thing we know all too well, if we didn't know it already, we definitely know it after the draft. You talk about the Patriots like to lie, which you reminded us of earlier this week. You can't believe a damn thing Kyle Shanahan says. So it's like, even if Kyle Shanahan is telling you the truth,
right?
He likes that you think he's lying. He might be telling you the truth, like the God's honest truth, and you're like, nah, I don't think that. No,
and you're right. And he has a good time with it too. He has a good time with it. He loves it. Like, you hear him talking with the media. He was saying something like earlier this week. He was like, "Yeah, I have a pretty good idea. I'm sorry. I'll try my best to get you some more clicks on your articles." I mean, just like messing with him.
I'm sure you'll run to Twitter with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's not trying. But he's upfront. He ain't trying to tell you the truth. That is not his game plan.
No. So again, even if Trey Lance, because this isn't a wildcat quarterback situation. This isn't even Taysom Hill, where it's like, okay, we got a special package. Like if you're putting in Trey Lance, you're trying to win games. You're not putting him in just to get him some reps when there are actual games on the line if he's not ready to play. So to me, it's not a developmental process. Like once the real game starts, once the lights come on, once the bullets start flying, you're either playing Jimmy Garoppolo until he plays himself out of a job, or like the Dolphins last year, you're just ready to pull the plug and move on to your long-term answer at quarterback. That's option A. Or option B is you're platooning. Like, you're not just giving Trey Lance reps in the regular season just to give him reps. If that was the case, then you play him. You understand what I'm saying? Like this, not just me putting on my GM and head coach hat, my little armchair GM head coach hat. If you're gonna put him in the game just to get him some action, you can't afford to just give away a series if that's not putting your team in the best chance to win games. Otherwise, you might as well just make Trey Lance a starter and roll with the punches. So, in conclusion, this is either John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan just messing with not just us, but opposing teams. Like, hey, you never know what you're going to get with us. You got to be ready for a completely different dynamic with Trey Lance. Or they're serious about actually platooning quarterbacks. But it's not. There's no middle ground there. It's one extreme or the other.
I'm going to tell you, Mike, it has not worked. It doesn't work in the NFL. Even if the example of Drew Brees, why is Drew Brees, Taysom Hill a good example? Did that work?
No, it's not. No. That wasn't. That's not a platoon, and it worked fine. It worked fine.
But
it's not an example of a successful platoon.
Not really.
I'm talking about a guy that comes in. That's just a special package of plays. No, because usually when you're doing that, you don't have a good quarterback. You don't have a guy you believe in. I mean, I guess, like, okay, let me try. Hopefully I can get that. I'm thinking back, all right? Let me just think back. And these just came to mind, all right? So bear with me here.
Same one. Same
Chris
situation.
Chandler, Chris Chandler, Michael Vick. I feel like Vick got some run.
He did.
Chris Chandler,
He
Steve,
did.
who was it? Steve McNair? Was it Chandler? Was McNair's predecessor?
It may have
Wasn't
been.
it?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
So
Yep,
McNair,
it was.
trying to think of like somebody who just got in the game here and there. But that's, to me, that's when you are, okay, but even then, that's when you're a team in transition. That's when you're a young team and you're building, not a team that purports to have a Super Bowl roster, right? So
Right.
it doesn't, to me, it doesn't add up. I'm with you that there is no legitimate, successful precedent for a quarterback platoon. But again,
Not
when
a
I was
quarterback- not a
spitballing
quarterback
about
platoon.
Sean Payton,
Yeah.
when I was spitballing about Sean Payton, and we're talking about Kyle Shanahan, both of them the smartest people in the room, again, either they're full of it or they're serious about it. But I don't see a world in which a team that's trying to win and thinks they can win a division, if not the Super Bowl, I don't see that team just giving Trey Lance reps if
can't do
it's
it.
not something that's going to help them win games. So I think they're going to play
Quarterback
him with
platoons-
intention is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Quarterback platoons don't work, but what does work, if you have a very talented athlete, you're not ready to put him at quarterback yet, but he can do something else to help the team, and he's not playing the position, he's not playing the quarterback position, that could work. And I'll give you a perfect example. Perfect example was way back in the day, Cordell Stewart with the Steelers, right? You had Neil O'Donnell as
Okay.
your quarterback. They
Oh,
drafted
you just pulled that one
Cordell
out of thin air,
Stewart.
did you? Oh, you just pulled that out of thin air.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, yeah, just, huh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was just reading
Oh.
this great book. And anyway, but Cordell was a receiver. He was a receiver. You can't do it. You can't go back
Yeah.
and forth with the two quarterback system. It's just not working. No way.